We are here. It's here. Round one of the 2025 Six Nations. Ireland versus England at the Aviva. It does not get bigger than this. Ireland looking to revenge last year's loss, looking to go three-peat in the Six Nations. England desperate for Six Nations success and need to start off on the right foot. This is gonna be huge. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you think of the teams that have been announced. How do you think the game's going to play out? Who's your big matchups? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. We're getting into it. Let's go. So England last won at the Aviva back in 2019. And of the last 10 fixtures between these two teams, the results, it's 5 apiece. Of late, Ireland have been in control. Last year, England won, yes, but 4 years before that, it's just been all Ireland. But the last 10 fixtures, it's 5 apiece. Very, very interesting. And we'll get into the team. So for England, Ellis Genge, Luke Cowan-Dickie, Will Stewart up front, Maro Itoje and George Martin in the locks, and then back row of Tom Curry, Ben Curry, and Ben Earl. The backs, we've got Alex Mitchell and Marcus Smith, Henry Slade and Ollie Lawrence in the centres, and Caden Murley, Tommy Freeman and Freddie Stewart, back three. Replacements in Theo Dan, Finn Baxter, Joe Hayes, Ollie Chesham, Chandler Cunningham South, Tom Willis, Harry Randall and Finn Smith, a 6-2 split there. Then for Ireland, in the forwards, we got Porter, Callagher and Finlay Bealham. We've got James Ryan and Tide Byrne. No Joe McCarthy. Injury. It has to be an injury. You're not going to leave him out. I've had to change my fantasy so many times. No Joe McCarthy. That's a big out there. Ryan Beard, Josh Van der Fleer and Caelan Doris back row. Then the backs, Jamison Gibson Park, Sam Prendergast. Bundy Aki and Ringrose in the centres, James Lowe, Mac Hansen and Hugo Keenan, back three. Then on the bench, Dan Sheehan back into international rugby, baby. Let's go. Cian Healy, Thomas Clarkson, then Ian Henderson and Jack Conan, then Connor Murray, Jack Crowley and Robbie Henshaw. Some interesting selections there. So my biggest talking point, I guess, around selections with Ireland is obviously no Joe McCarthy, injured. I probably need to look more into that one, but he must be injured. He's not playing. So they've brought in, Tide Byrne, who usually plays in the back row. He for Ireland, for months, he's on in the locks. So he jumps into second row, and they've brought Beard in. Also another, predominantly a lock, but it will be a great line-out option. And that's one thing that Ireland will definitely need to work on or be better at, because England are going to target them on. So we're going to look at the matchups and then where I think the game will be won or lost. So my key matchups, firstly, is in the front row. Porter, Callagher, Bealham versus Genge, Cowan-Dickie and Will Stewart. This is going to be massive. Obviously, England pride themselves on a strong scrum. So do Ireland, but no Furlong. Sheehan obviously not in as well. Could England look to target Bealham? That's definitely something that they will look to target. And while I say Porter is probably one of the best props around, he has of late gotten pinned quite often in the front row at scrum time. So that's definitely something that England will look to target and Ireland will look to improve on for sure. My next matchup is the back row battle. Man, so you've got the Curry brothers and Ben Earl versus Beard, Van der Fleer, Caelan Doris. When you look at each position, right, or you look at the makeup of the back row, especially the makeup of England's back row, they've gone with the Curry brothers. Curry brothers known for obviously a lot of work rate and love getting in and around that ball at ruck time, slowing the ball down, winning turnovers. Same with Ben Earl. So it's three very similar players. Although Ben Earl likes to carry the ball a bit more, they look to him for getting over that advantage line in that regard, but they're still very, very similar players. Then you go over to Ireland's back three. So Beard is going to be more of your ball carrier or coming around that corner and looking to get over that advantage line. Same with someone like Caelan Doris. Josh Van der Fleer also loves to carry the ball, but Van der Fleer, Doris are more of your going at the ball, high work rate, tackles, just getting through a ton of work, also applying pressure at ruck time. England have gone more of a let's try and slow your ball down. They obviously know that when Ireland get their roll on with ball in hand, it's very hard to stop them. They get their forwards coming around the corner. Their forwards know exactly what to do. They've got the little short ball inside, outside, out the back. Prendergast is on the front foot. He's just cruising nice. He's got time to make his decisions and execute that. If England can slow that down or disrupt that, that'll go a long way in beating Ireland here. And I think they going in with that attitude for sure in the back row battle. But it's going to be Ben Earl versus Caelan Doris. That's huge. That's two of the best eights in world rugby at the moment, clashing horns. And when two giants, two beasts meet, only one can win. And is that from a movie? Not sure. Anyway, then my next one, and this is probably the most important one, is the Battle of the Tens. The Battle of the Fly-Offs, the Battle of the Magicians, the Orchestrators. Marcus Smith, Sam Prendergast. Holy. Marcus Smith, been living in Irish fans or Irish players' nightmares for the past year. That drop goal last year for England to win it. Sam Prendergast coming in. It's his first Six Nations. Cool, calm and collected for a young fella, I think. Pressure for him, it looks like it's just over his head. Very cool, very calm, very composed. Seems like he's got a ton of time on his hands. Then you look at the other side where Marcus Smith can be found to be a bit erratic at some times, but his form in the Autumn Nation Series last year was unreal, one of England's best throughout. And this is going to be unreal. You can look to Marcus Smith for more attacking in the line, where Sam Prendergast loves to hold the ball up and see what the defense does and then plays off that, where Marcus Smith is more intent and he's running more going at the line. Both good kickers of the ball. And it'll be up to the forwards. If your forwards are going forward, the 10's job is really easy, but both of these packs of forwards are really good. So it'll come down to the 10 decision-making, kicking, when to run, when to kick, what options are you making behind that ruck. That'll be the big part there. Then where I see the game won or lost, set piece, lineouts and scrums. Lineouts have been bang average for Ireland of late, getting found out massively in all games. England quality lineouts showed last year throughout. Went to New Zealand and absolutely dominated their lineouts in the Autumn Nation Series as well. Did really good with their lineouts. This will be a very important part. It's your most important attacking platform, the lineout, because of how far the defenses are set. So this is going to be very, very important. And that's why Ireland have that extra lock or extra lineout option in Beard on the side of the scrum there. Then the scrum, like I said, set pieces. So scrum is going to be a big one as well. No furlong. England will look to put a ton of pressure on Finlay Bealham, I think. And England could potentially have the upper hand in both set pieces. And that'll be a scary prospect for Ireland. But Ireland always come up. They've always got a few aces up their sleeve. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Taking your opportunities will be another one for where I see the game be won or lost. In these massive games, you get at small margins, you get small opportunities. There's not many entries into the 22. You have to convert that into points. It's when to kick a goal. Do you take the 3? Do you go for touch, or do you scrum, or do you take a quick tap? And do you convert that into points? Do you score those tries? Do you kick your goals? That's massive. Marcus Smith, Sam Prendergast, a lot of pressure on the kickers. It always is. These games come down to 1, 2, 3 points. Are you making your kicks? Making your kicks is going to go a long way in winning this game. Last one, decision making. And this is not just your 10. This is the captain making his calls at penalties, when to go for goal or when to back yourself, go for touch, get your line out and score those tries. And that is going to be huge. Not enough gets said around those decision makings. Yes, it's easy to just go for 3 points, but when do you back yourself and get those 7 or get the 5? And that can come back to bite you in the end, or can come back to be on your side in the end. And then the fly off as well. It always is around the fly off. He's the quarterback. When a team wins and plays well, it's usually because the fly off has done well. He's done well at controlling the game. His decision making around kicking, when to kick, when to run, when to pass the ball, what plays to play. It's all on the 10, man. Yes, like I said, if your forwards are going forward, it makes your 10's job a lot easier, but it all falls back on the 10. And that's it. Ireland, England at the Aviva. Oh, man, I'm going Ireland to win by that 8 to 12 points, I think, at the Aviva. All these Irish players playing in sensational form at the moment at club level. All a close contingent playing for Leinster as well. All these guys in really good form. England, on the other hand, desperate for Six Nations success, haven't really hit the ground running at all with Borthwick at the helm. I think Ireland are going to be too good. Ireland 8 to 12. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And get keen. Get keen. The Six Nations is back. And I'll see you next time.